Today, I'm gonna share different methods of analysis of a project. When we analyze a project, we have different methods to evaluate if that project is gonna be profitable or we should select this project or not. So the very first method is NPV method, which is called net present value. So I'm gonna go through what is net present value, and then I'm gonna show you how to calculate the net present value in the Excel. So it is defined as a difference between present value of cash inflows and present value of cash outflows. So when you invest in a project, you have different cash inflows and outflows. So it is basically calculating the present value, and the difference of the cash inflows and the cash outflows is called net present value. All NPV is discounting the final project cash flow by a discount rate, usually which is WACC, weighted average cost of capital, and adding them up. So NPV has an economic meaning. It captures the value added to the company, is value by acceptance of a new project. So how much value that project is being, adding to the company itself. So how much benefit it's going to provide to the company. That's what we calculate using the NPV. And as I mentioned, it helps in analysis of a project. And if NPV is greater than 0, you basically accept a project. And if NPV is less than 0, you reject a project. So although in practical situations, you have many projects out there in front of a manager or in front of an executive, and they don't select all of the projects which have greater than 0 NPV value. Sorry. So that depends upon like how much budget they have, and that's like, goes into different discussion of budget rationing. Sorry, I just was away. So out of different methods of project analysis, NPV is the best method. So now let's go to the Excel straight away and see like different methods which we can use to calculate the NPV, net present value. So here in this project, I have calculated the cash flows. So this project has different scenario, which I'm not gonna go into. So this is just an example which I'm taking over here. It's have like different machinery cost, which is like an initial capital investment, and then have different cost out there. Then we calculate the pro forma statements, how much sales you have in different years, variable costs, selling expenses, and EBIT, earning before interest and taxes. Then you have net income, and then you calculate the SV0, salvage value net of tax, and then you calculate different cash flows. So once you have the cash flows, you can calculate the WACC. In this case, we have the WACC of 12.54%. Which is, we're going to use this as a rate for calculating the NPV. So when we calculate the NPV, although we have multiple methods to calculate the NPV, like in this case, I am calculating NPV using two methods. In first methods, what I'm doing like, calculating present value of the cash flows, different cash flows in the line number 61 over here for this project, and how we are calculating this one. So if you see over here, so I'm taking the cash flow, dividing that by 1 plus WACC to the power year, which is N in this formula. So that's how you calculate the cash flow, present value of the cash flow. So again, to repeat it out, how you calculate the present value of the cash flow, you basically take the cash flow, divide that by 1 plus rate, which you're going to use in this one. In this case, like, it's beneficial to use the WACC, which is the minimum return you're expecting from the project, which is 12.54%. So 1 plus WACC to the power N. N is the year in which you're calculating it. So that's what I did over here. And once you calculate the present value of different cash flows, you add them up, and that will give you the NPV. So that's our first method. So basically that's like kind of manual method. When you're calculating with the hand or with the Excel, the calculator, you can use that thing and, discount each year cash flow by using this formula and sum them up to calculate the NPV, net present value. There is another easy way. So if I click over here so that I can show you, you go in the functions. Over here, you have an NPV function. So hit OK. So over here, it's asking the rate for us. So rate, we have the WACC. That's what I selected. And value. So value, basically, when calculating the net present value, what you have to do, if you are having the um, different cash flow from starting from the year 0 to 6. So whenever you're calculating the Excel, always make sure you start with year 1, not from the 0. Because what Excel does when you calculate the net present value, it gives you the net present value 1 year before. So if I'm taking net present value from year 1 to 6, like in this case, I select this one, 1 to 6, if I can select it. So what I did, C61 to H61. So if I'm calculating for this 6 years, so what it will do, it will give me the net present value in year 0. That's what we want. So then we will basically add the year 0 cash flow. That will give us the NPV for this project. So all I need to do now, because as I mentioned again, I'm going to repeat that again because it's very crucial. Whenever you're calculating NPV in the Excel, always make sure you start from the first year, not from the 0 year. If you start from the 0 year, it will give you in NPV for the -1 year, 1 year before the 0 year. So that's why always calculate, start from the first year. So once you did that, I have this number. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the cash flow from the year 0. And that's what I get. So basically it just add the formatting out there. So it's the same number. So if I remove the decimal points, from what I get, 16,707, negative sign. That's what I get from the first method, which I did like manual kind of method. And that's how you calculate NPV in the Excel. So thanks for watching. Next, in my coming videos, I'm going to discuss IRR and other different method of analysis of project. I'm also going to even discuss the capital rationing, which are the crucial methods which a project manager or executive deal with when working on the project. Thanks a lot for watching.